devotion, chapter 12. Okay, so for the respect of transcendental service, hearing the revealed scriptures. According to Srila Rupa Goswami, any book which give enlightenment in the matter of advancing in devotional service is considered to be the revealed scripture. Srila Madhvacharya has also defined revealed scriptures as to referring to books such as the Ramayana, Mahabharata. Sorry. महाभारत, ठीक है, Puranas, Upanishad, Vedanta, and any other literature written in pursuance of such revealed scriptures. In the second Puran, there is this statement: a person who is constantly engaged in reading literatures, you know, enunciating the cultivation of national devotional service is also glorious in human society, and then certainly Lord Krishna becomes pleased with him. A person who very carefully keeps such literature at home and offer respectful obeisances to this. इतना कम अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है please be there. A person who very carefully keeps such literature at home and offers respectful obeisances to it becomes freed from all sinful reactions and ultimately becomes worshipable by the demigods. It is also said to Narad Muni, my dear Narad, a person who writes Vaishnav literature and keeps such literature at home has Lord Narayana always residing in his house. In Srimad Bhagavatam 12th canto 13th chapter verse 15 it is stated, Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedanta philosophy. Any person who has become attached to some way or other to the reading of Srimad Bhagavatam cannot have any taste for reading any other literature. In other words, a person who has relished the transcendental bliss of Srimad Bhagavatam cannot be satisfied with mundane writings. Residing in Mathura. In the Vara Puran, there is a statement praising the residential quarters of Mathura. Lord Vara tells the mean of all. Any person who becomes attracted to place other than Mathura will certainly be captivated by the illusionary energy. In the Brahmand Puran, it is said that all the results of traveling on all the pilgrimage within the three worlds of can be achieved simply by touching the holy land of Mathura. In many Shastras, scriptures, it is said that simply by hearing, remembering, glorifying, desiring, seeing, or touching the land of Mathura, one can achieve all desires. Rendering service to Lord, to devotees. In the Padma Puran, there is a nice statement praising the service of the Vaishnavas or devotees. In that scripture, Lord Shiva tells Parvati, my dear Parvati, there are different methods of worship, and out of all such methods, the worship of the Supreme Person is considered to be the highest. But even higher than the worship of the Lord is the worship of the Lord's devotee. Wow! भगवान का सर्व करने से भी ज़्यादा बड़ा है डिवोटीज को सर्व करना. That hits different. A similar statement in third canto 7th chapter verse 19 of Srimad Bhagavatam, let me become a sincere servant of the devotees, because by serving them one can achieve unlowered devotional service unto the lotus feet of the Lord. The service of devotees diminishes all miserable material conditions and develops within one a deep devotional love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Skand Puran, there is a similar statement: person whose bodies are marked with tilak, symbolizing the conch shell, whale, club, and lotus, and who keep the leaf of tulsi on their heads, and whose body are always decorated with gopi chandan. Even seen ones can help the seer be relieved from all sinful activities. A similar statement is found in the first canto, 19th chapter, verse 33 of Srimad Bhagavatam. There is no doubt about one's becoming freed from all reactions to sinful activities after visiting a devotee or touching his lotus feet or giving him a sitting place. Even by remembering the activities of such a Vaishnava, one become purified along with one's whole family, and what then can be said of rendering direct service to him? In the Adi Puran, there is the following statement by Lord Krishna himself addressing to Arjuna: My dear Parth, one who claims to be my devotee is not so. Only a person who claims to be the devotee of my devotee is the actually my devotee. No one can approach the Supreme Personality of God directly. One must approach him through his pure devotees. Therefore, in the system of Vaishnava activities, the first duty is to accept a devotee as a spiritual master and then to render service unto him. Srila Goswami affirms that all the quotations given in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu from different scriptures are accepted by the great acharyas and devotees of the Lord, serving the Lord according to one's position. In the Padma Puran, there is a statement that one should perform the ceremonies for the Lord according to one's financial position. Everyone should observe the different ceremonies and celebrations of the Lord by all means. Performing devotional service in Kartik, our favorite month. One of the most important of these ceremonial functions is called Urja Vrata. Urja Vrata is observed in the month of Kartik, October and November, especially in the Vrindavan. There is a specific program for temple worship of the Lord in his Damodar form. Damodar refers to Krishna's being bound with a rope by his mother, Yasoda. It is said that just as Lord Damodar is very dear to him, to his devotees, so the month known as Damodar or Kartik is also very dear to them. It is said that just as Lord Damodar is very dear to his devotees, so the month known as Damodar or Kartika is also very dear to them. The execution of devotional service during Urja Vrata in the month of Kartik is especially recommended to be performed as at Mathura. This system is still followed by many devotees. They go to Mathura or Vrindavan and stay these during the month of Kartik specifically to perform devotional service during this period. In the Padma Puran, it is said the Lord may offer liberation or material happiness to a devotee. But after some devotional service has been executed, particularly in Mathura during the month of Kartik, the devotee want only to attend full devotional service unto the Lord. The purport is that the Lord does not award devotional service to ordinary persons who are not serious about it, but even such unserious persons who execute devotional service according to the regulative principles during the month or Kartik and within the jurisdiction of Mathuras in India are very easily awarded the Lord's personal service. Observing festivals celebrating the Lord's activities. In the in the Bhavishya Puran, there is a statement about observing different ceremonies celebrating the Lord's appearance, birthday, and other transcendental activities. It is said, my Lord Janardhan, Krishna, please let us know the date when your mother Devi gave birth to you. If you kindly inform us about this, then we shall observe a great celebration on this date. O pillar of Kesi, we are souls 100% surrender unto your lotus feet. We wish only to please you with our ceremonies. This statement of Bhavishya Puran gives evidence that by observing different functions in relationship with the Lord, one is sure to become pleasing to the Lord. Serving the deities with great devotion. यार ये बुक बहुत ही ज़्यादा अच्छा है. It is said in the Adi Puran, a person who is constantly engaged in chanting the holy name of the Lord and who feels transcendental pleasure being engaged in devotional service is certainly awarded the facilities of devotional service and is never given just mukti, liberation. Mukti means liberation from the material contamination. When liberated, one does not have to take birth again in the material world. The impersonalist desire to merge into the spiritual existence to end their individual existence. But according to Srimad Bhagavatam, Mukti is only the beginning of one's becoming situated in his own normal condition. The normal condition of every living entity is to be engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. From that statement of the Adi Puran, it appears that a devotee is satisfied simply with being engaged in devotional service. He does not aspire for any liberation from material conditional life. In other words, anyone who is engaged in devotional service is not the material condition of life, although he may appear so. वो दिखते तो हैं पर ऐसा होता नहीं है. ठीक है. Recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam among devotees. Srimad Bhagavatam is the desired tree of Vedic wisdom. Veda itself means the aggregate of knowledge, and whatever knowledge is required for human society is perfectly presented in Srimad Bhagavatam. There are different branches of knowledge in the Vedic writings, including sociology, politics, medicine, and military arts. All these and other branches of knowledge are perfectly described in Vedas. So, as far as spiritual knowledge is concerned, that is also perfectly described there. And Srimad Bhagavatam is considered to be the ripening fruit of this desire fulfilling this tree of the Vedas. A tree is honored by the production of its fruit. For example, a mango tree is considered very valuable because it produces the king of all fruits. The mango, uh, when the mango fruit becomes ripened, it is the greatest gift to of that tree. And Srimad Bhagavatam is similarly held to be the ripened fruit of the Vedic tree. And as ripened fruit becomes more realizable when first touched by the beak of a parrot or suka, Srimad Bhagavatam has become more relishable by being delivered through the transcendental mouth of Sukadeva Goswami. Haribol. Srimad Bhagavatam should be received in disciplic succession without any breakage. When a ripened fruit comes from the upper part of the tree onto the ground by the process of being handed down from a higher branch to a lower branch by persons in the tree, the fruit does not break. Srimad Bhagavatam, when received in the para system or disciplic succession with likewise when remain unbroken. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita that the disciplic succession or parampara is the way of receiving transcendental knowledge. Such knowledge must come down through the disciplic succession through authorized persons who know the real purpose of the Shastras. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended that one learn Srimad Bhagavatam from the mouth of the self-realized person called Bhagavatam. Bhagavata means in relationship with the personality of Godhead, Bhagavan, Bhagavata. So the devotees in some time is called Bhagavata, and the book which is in relationship with devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is also called Bhagavatam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended that in order to relish the real taste of Srimad Bhagavatam, one should take instruction from the person Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is realizable even by a liberated person. Sukadeva Goswami admitted that although he was liberated from within the very womb of his mother, it was only after relation Srimad Bhagavatam that he became a great devotee. Thus, one who is desirous of advancing Sri Krishna consciousness, such should relish the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam through the discussions of authorized devotees. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd Canto, 1st chapter, verse 9, Sukadeva Goswami admits that although he was very much attracted by the impersonal Brahman, when he heard the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead from the mouth of his father Vyasdev, he became more attracted to Srimad Bhagavatam. The idea is that Vyasdev was also a self-realized soul, and his mature contribution of transcendental knowledge was delivered directly to Sukadeva Goswami in the manner that he indicated. 1 minute. श्रीमद् भागवतम सुखदेव गोस्वामी बताते हैं ऐसा कि वो बहुत ज़्यादा अट्रैक्टिव थे ब्राह्मण, मतलब वो वे लिए थे, लेकिन जब उन्होंने भगवान के बारे में सुना उनके पिता व्यासदेव के मुँह से, तब उनको फिर श्रीमद् भागवतम से बहुत अट्रैक्शन हो गया. एंड द आइडिया इज दैट वैष्णव विद तो सेल्फ रियलाइज एंड मच कंट्रीब्यूशन. ठीक है. एसोसिएटिंग विद एडवांस डिवोटी बहुत ज़रूरी है जो मुझे नहीं मिल रहा है. कोई बात नहीं, भगवान की जैसी इच्छा, हम प्रयास तो करना नहीं छोड़ेंगे ना. Associating with advanced devotees, the importance of discussing Srimad Bhagavatam in the society of pure devotees was explained by Sanakya Muni during the meeting at Naimisharena in the presence of Sukadeva Goswami. Sutta Goswami confirmed that if someone is fortunate enough to associate with a pure devotee of a Lord of the Lord, even for a moment, that a particular moment is so valuable that even those pious activities which can promote one to the heavenly planet or give liberation from the material miseries, cannot compare to it. Single a moment. ठीक है? In other words, those who are attached to Srimad Bhagavatam do not care for any kind of benefit derived from the elevation to the higher planetary kingdoms, or for the liberation which is conceived of by impersonalists, as such that association of pure devotees is so transcendently valuable that no kind of material happiness can compare to it. In the Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya, there is a conversation between Prahlad Maharaj and his father Hiranyakashipu, in which Hiranyakashipu addressed Prahlad in this way: "My dear son, association is very important. It acts just like a crystal stone which will reflect anything which is put before it. Similarly, if we associate with the flower-like devotees of the Lord, and if our hearts are crystal clear, then certainly the same action will be there." Another example given in this connection is that if a man is potent and if a woman is not diseased, then by their conjugation there will be conception. In the same way, if the recipient of spiritual knowledge and the deliverer of spiritual knowledge are sincere and bona fide, there will be good results. चैंटिंग द होली नेम ऑफ द लॉर्ड, भाई साहब एक दिन में ही समझ में आ जाएगा क्या? सब एक एक चीज़ कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है, ठीक है? अब चैंटिंग द होली नेम ऑफ द लॉर्ड, द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ चैंटिंग हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे is very strongly stressed in the second canto, first chapter, verse 11 of Srimad Bhagavatam in the following way. Shukdev Goswami tells Maharaj Parikshit, "My dear king, if one is spontaneously attached to the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it is to be understood that he has attained the highest perfectional stage. It is specifically mentioned that the karmis who are aspiring from the fruitive results of their activities, the salvationists who are aspiring to become one, the Supreme Person, and the yogis who are aspiring after mystic perfections can achieve the result of all perfectional stages simply by chanting the Mahamantra." Sukdev uses the word Nirnitam, which means it has already been decided. He was a liberated soul and therefore could not accept anything which was not conclusive. So Sukdev Goswami especially stressed that it has already been concluded that one who has come the stage of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra with determination and steadiness must be considered to have already passed the trials of fruitive activities, mental speculation, and mystic yoga. The same thing is confirmed in the Adi Puran by Krishna. While addressing Arjuna, he says, "Anyone who is engaged in chanting my transcendental name must be considered to be always associating with me. And I may tell you frankly that for such a devotee I become easily purchased." In the Padma Puran also it is stated that chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is present only on the lips of a person who has for many births worshipped Vasudeva. It is further said in the Padma Puran, there is no difference between the holy name of the Lord and the Lord Himself. As such, the holy name is as perfect as the Lord Himself in fullness, purity, and eternity. The holy name is not a material sound vibration, nor has it any material contamination. The holy name cannot therefore be chanted offenselessly. Be one who has failed to purify his senses. In other words, materialistic senses cannot properly chant the holy names of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but by adopting this chanting process, one is given a chance for actually purifying himself so that he may very soon chant offenselessly. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended that everyone chant the Hare Krishna mantra just to cleanse the dust from the heart. If the dust of the heart is cleansed away, then one can actually understand the importance of the holy name. For person who are not inclined to clean the dust from their hearts and who want to keep things as they are, it is not possible to derive the transcendental result of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. One should therefore be encouraged to develop his service attitude toward the Lord, because this will help him to chant without any offense. And so, under the guidance of a spiritual master, the disciple is trained to render service and at the same time chant the Hare Krishna mantra. As soon as one develops his spontaneous service attitude, he can immediately understand the transcendental nature of the holy name of the Mahamantra. Living in Mathura में रहने का पास. In the Padma Puram, there is a statement about the importance of living at holy place like Mathura or Dwarka. It is stated there, travel to different places of pilgrimage means to attain emancipation from material bondage. This emancipation, however, is not the highest perfectional stage. After attaining this liberated stage, one has to become engaged in devotional service to the Lord. After attainment of the Brahma Bhuta liberation stage, one can further advance to engagement in devotional service. So, this attainment of transcendental loving service to the Lord is the goal of life, and it can be achieved very easily for one who lives in Mathura Mandala even for a few seconds. It is further said, who is that person who will not agree to worship the land of Mathura? Mathura can deliver all the desires and ambitions of the fruity workers and of the salvationists, okay, who desire to become one with the Supreme Brahman. Certainly, Mathura will deliver the desires of the devotees who simply aspire to be engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. In the Vedic literature, it is also stated how wonderful it is that simply by residing in Mathura, even for one day, one can achieve a transcendental loving attitude toward the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This land of Mathura must be more glorious than Vaikuntha Dham, the kingdom of the God. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.